let's be real. When you think of a former president of the United States, crypto probably isn't the first thing that comes to mind. On October 2, 2025, Donald J. Trump signed a document at a desk. This is a world filled with digital gold enthusiasts, stylized avatars, and memes about dogs in hats that somehow acquire billion-dollar valuations. It's intricate. Before we get into the details, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and activate notifications so you won't miss the next update on Pi. It's unstable. Honestly, this topic tends to make most politicians zone out quicker than donuts disappear in a police station. Yet here we are in October 2025, with Donald J. Trump having reportedly endorsed a significant piece of legislation. This action has created ripples from Wall Street to every corner of the internet. It's a pivotal moment that could reshape the entire financial scene. The news is truly monumental. For years, the cryptocurrency sector has existed in some sort of regulatory limbo. It has been a legal gray area, a chaotic frontier where fortunes can be gained and lost in an instant. Meanwhile, governments worldwide have been left pondering how to approach it. Is it a security, a commodity, or just whimsical internet currency for tech enthusiasts? The absence of definitive answers has hindered innovation and deterred mainstream acceptance. This legislation, regardless of its specific provisions, marks the first significant effort by the United States to establish clarity. It indicates that cryptocurrency may finally be poised to transition from obscurity to broader recognition. So, why should you care, as an everyday individual who just wants to grab coffee without tackling a cryptographic challenge? This could herald a new age of easier access to digital currency. Now, let's simplify this. The term blockchain is frequently bandied about, often by those wanting to impress at social gatherings, but the idea is actually rather straightforward. Think of it as a digital notebook. Everyone in a group possesses an identical version of it. For instance, if Dave transfers $5 to Sarah, that transaction is shared with everyone in the group. Each person checks their own copy to confirm that Dave actually has the $5. When a consensus is reached on the validity of the transaction, it is recorded as a new page or block attached to the one before it, forming a chain. This is the technology that powers cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. When you send Bitcoin, you're asking a global network of computers to add an entry. Those computers verify and are rewarded with new Bitcoin. Mining requires massive computing power and lots of electricity, making it inaccessible and environmentally questionable. You can't mine Bitcoin on your phone while waiting for the bus. Now, enter Pi Network. Pi's creators asked, what if we could be secure without burning a hole in the ozone layer? They created a different kind of consensus. Instead of raw computing power, Pi's security is based on trusted individuals. Pioneers vouch for one another, interlocking security circles. In practice, you open the app once a day and tap a button to help secure the network. When you think crypto, you think Bitcoin or Ethereum, the titans like Google and Amazon of digital assets. Their early mining approach led to industrial-scale farms consuming staggering electricity, creating high barriers to entry. For the average person, producing new Bitcoin is impossible. You're a consumer buying on exchanges, not a producer. Pi flips the model. Its philosophy is radical inclusivity, secured and operated by everyday people, not who has the fastest computer or cheapest electricity, but who's willing to participate in a global community. A democratic approach aims to avoid the extreme wealth concentration seen in early crypto, where a few held most of the supply. Pi took a phased path. Distribute first, build tech. Foster apps in an enclosed mainnet insulated from wild markets. Build real-world utility before tradability, so value comes from usefulness, not speculation. The strategy draws praise and criticism. Supporters cite 55 million engaged users and an app-first ecosystem. The aim, a self-sustaining digital economy where Pi has value because you can actually do things with it. So what might actually be in this bill? Initial reports suggest three main pillars. First, a clear legal status for digital assets, creating a distinct category for utility tokens that power networks. This could be a game changer for projects like Pi. If Pi tokens are defined as utility tokens, not securities, like a software license or an arcade token, it would bring immense clarity that would lift the crushing burden of securities laws and greenlight development and adoption. It signals to exchanges, businesses, and users that this is a legitimate asset to hold and use. Second, direct support for blockchain. Tax incentives, government R&D grants, and regulatory sandboxes for the Pi ecosystem that could catalyze a wave of new applications. Finally, significant restrictions on a retail CBDC, favoring open, user-controlled networks. It frames the debate as decentralized alternatives, Bitcoin and potentially Pi, versus top-down control, positioning the US with decentralized finance for now. As you can imagine, the moment the news broke, the so-called experts flooded your feeds. Skeptics said this is legislative insanity. We're legitimizing volatile assets with no intrinsic value. It's giving a seal of approval to a casino and exposing retail to catastrophic losses. Maximalists said they finally get it. The USA has chosen freedom over fear. $1 trillion is about to flood in. We are all going to make it. The measured voices remind us the devil is in the details. Implementation will be everything. How the SEC and CFTC interpret the rules could lead to years of legal battles. Pi isn't publicly traded, so many overlook it. Yet some commentators see its model uniquely aligned. If utility tokens and CBDC limits hold, Pi's patient utility-first strategy may be perfectly timed. The headlines excite, but the real impact unfolds slowly. Patience may pay. It's easy to get lost in prices, markets, legislation. Look beyond the coin to grasp Pi. The ambition, a vibrant, sustainable ecosystem where Pi is fuel for real exchanges. Buy goods and services within a global peer-to-peer marketplace. Less about getting rich quick, more about utility. During the enclosed mainnet, devs built Pi apps, games, social, freelance, local e-commerce. By launch, a rich tapestry of use cases. Pay a designer abroad, buy from a neighbor, tip a creator, all without a bank or card. Organic growth via word of mouth and referrals created shared ownership across tens of millions. They're active participants, pioneers, collectively building a new digital nation. A framework that favors utility, acknowledges value, comes from people using the network and its apps. The legislation could be the catalyst turning this vision into reality for millions. Let's zoom out. If the bill works, it could alter finance for everyone. Our system is dominated by gatekeepers who take a cut, leaving billions unbanked. Blockchain enables instant, low-fee, peer-to-peer transactions worldwide. Imagine loans based on community reputation, not a faceless credit bureau. That's DeFi, cutting out middlemen and empowering individuals. Many DeFi apps are complex. Pi's mobile-first approach aims for mass adoption. A farmer in Southeast Asia sells goods on a Pi marketplace. A student in Africa earns by offering services, both via a phone. This bill could be the key that unlocks that future. Watch banks fight or adapt. Watch for user-friendly killer apps. Watch other countries respond to US clarity. A global patchwork of rules will shape money for decades. This bill ignites a debate. Wall Street instruments or Main Street freedom? Crypto began with decentralization ideals, then drew hedge funds, banks, VCs, leverage, profit, a tug-of-war between the movement's ethos and traditional finance. Clarity invites institutions, ETFs, derivatives, bringing stability and liquidity, but a focus on utility tokens and CBDC skepticism boosts Main Street projects. Pi embodies wide distribution, community governance, and real-world utility. Will a few institutional tokens dominate, or will billions use community tokens daily? The bill doesn't pick a winner. It creates an arena for both visions to compete. For Pi pioneers, it offers a fighting chance to build finance by the people. For the people. We stand at a genuine crossroads. A historic bill has been signed, the internet is buzzing. Pi Network, with a massive dedicated following, finds itself perfectly positioned. Near-term interpretation and implementation. Lawyers dissect every line. Agencies write rules. SEC, CFTC, a slow, crucial process. Expect volatility, a speculative rally, then a reality check as rules sort winners and losers. For Pi, watch official roadmap updates. Could this be the final piece to move from enclosed mainnet to open mainnet, connections to other chains, potential exchange listings, and an accelerating app ecosystem? Today lends new legitimacy to digital assets. A launchpad for utility-driven projects. While Bitcoin grabs headlines, the true winner could be Pi. The journey is far from over. For millions of pioneers, the future looks brighter and more accessible. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe to Web3 with Pi for more updates, guides, and insights into the Pi network revolution. Drop a comment to tell me where you're watching from, and share this video so more pioneers can join the movement.